Today on the Blitz Morning Show, we talk about a statue of a moose. How many albums did Eminem sell in 2018? I'm going to say screw it with this NFL information that I have, because I want to get into Question Call, brought to you by QC Indy. And if you can only find that here on the Blitz Morning Show. Okay, well, I did actually a pretty long chunk first try. I think I got about 10 minutes, and then I looked down and realized at 26 seconds, I paused the show, so none of the information that I was telling you guys were actually being recorded. Oh my god. And when I say I need a producer for the show, it's stupid things like that will basically give you the reasons why I want a studio, why I want to use a computer, and why I need a producer to control the board. Because simple tasks like trying to get the show going does not always work. And plus, at the same time, it doesn't help when I had an MSN dated myself again. God dang it. Facebook Messenger logo over top of the time so I can actually see where it was. Anywho, like I said in the intro, we're not going to talk about the NFL. After I got done the NFL talk, I thought to myself, no, that's just plain bad. Alright, so the statue of a moose. Okay. This is a very interesting story, and you guys might get a kick out of it, and, you know, sometimes people may not. But there's a town, or a city here in Saskatchewan called Moose Jaw, and for 31 years, Mac the Moose, while towering presence Grace Moose Jaw, was the biggest moose statue in the world, until Norway built a bigger one by 30 centimeters. Or, just in case a few of your Americans are out there, 12 inches or a foot. So now, there has been a bunch of hoopla trying to figure out how to make this moose taller. And, 31 years old, you don't want to really tear it down, build a new one, or anything like that. There's so many ways of actually doing it. But me personally, I don't really know. I suggested putting a girlfriend that was like a foot taller. Because, there's some females out there that are pretty tall. Heck, when I was at Shell working at the gas station, I was on probably a 4-inch lift. So I was looking down at everybody, and there was this one girl walked in, and I was directly eye level with her, and my mouth dropped. She's kind of looking at me. I went, "Holy crap, are you tall?" She goes, "Yeah." It's like, I'm 6'2", and I'm on a lift, and I'm looking directly eye level with you. And she starts laughing and goes, "Oh, I thought you were just tall." It's like, not as tall as you. But yeah, otherwise, with Mac the Moose, people are trying to set up GoFundMe pages to help fund making Mac taller, trying to be the tallest moose. Like, I don't know, you guys. This is trying to have your dignity back after another person or another country steals it. It's apparently newsworthy. Like, okay, I understand about it being Saskatchewan, Moose Jaw. It's a city. It's part of a moose's body part. But with the amount of publicity this thing's getting, it's just going absolutely insane. It's crazy. Society. I just shake my head at it and think, and I'm not the dumb one. Ooh, not bad. There was an interesting stat released about Eminem. And you're thinking, okay, Eminem, rap. And to some of you, you think, oh, he's just nothing more than a rap god. Blah, 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 blah. You know, he is good. But there's still a lot of rappers back in the 90s that were even better. And, you know, I might get hate upon this part when I basically said that. Stupid son. It's each to their liking. Some people will like one thing, other people will like the other. Like, one person will like red, one person will like blue, another person will like yellow, red, and you can't change their opinion. Eminem, I liked him back in the day when he was more controversial and not like the way he is now. There was also another guy when I was listening to his podcast. Hi, Joe. He mentioned about Eminem and his hate rap or rage rap or beef rap. Beef rap. Anyway, any chance he gets, he insults other people. He tries having beef with them. Hates his ex-wife. Hates this, hates that, hates his mom. And there's just so many times where that's the only thing he raps about. I know once he got past all that, it got into like the Relapse album, things like that, like Next Ass or whatever. But if you go take back, he had beef with anybody and everybody. Christina Aguilera, Britney, he even brought in Carson Daly, NSYNC, Moby. And yeah, I agree with Joe, it's wearing thin. But apparently he does have a good formula, because last year in 2018, his album had sold 500,000 actual albums. One of the things with this stat, it is very rare that an artist of today will sell that many actual albums. Nowadays, nobody wants to buy the actual album. They more or less just want to buy a song here, a song there. So they work it in a certain way into the stats to tell everybody how well that particular artist did. It's really weird how music has transitioned from back in the day, I'd say 2000s, where NSYNC sold 1 point some million albums in the first week. But at the same time, that's the only way you could hear the songs. Unless you want to illegally download it with Napster, LimeWire, etc., etc. Now you have anything and everything selling music. It is absolutely weird, I tell you. But, 500,000 physical copies. I can't say physical. Actual copies is pretty damn good. All right, coming up right after the break, we will start with Question Call right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will see you right after this. And we are black. I really need to return my tongue because, damn, it's been slipping. We are back from the break right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I'm slipping worse than a penguin on ice. All right, let's mosey into Question Call. Brought to you by QC Indie at qcindy.com. You can find them on TuneIn, their own app on your Play Store, and even at qcindy.com. All right. So basically, if you're new to the show, what this segment is people send in questions and I answer them on the show. And Kim, I give him 100% credit. He doesn't have to do this. I'd probably do opposite, but with the amount of work he does, giving me questions every single week for this show, he is an actual awesome guy. Kim, thank you so much for your time and your dedication to help me with this bit. You're more of a man than I have been. All right. Number one. What is the stupidest question anyone's asked you? Mine doesn't count. All right. This one right here. I have one of the best stories ever. All right. When I worked at Fast Gas, we had our basically like local Canadian customers. So anybody who knew Fast Gas was local from other cities that had Fast Gas or Americans that would pass through. So it was kind of a niche. But then when they shut down to build the new gas station and basically told everybody to go find jobs elsewhere, Shell took me on, and it was, what was the first or second? I think it was the second summer I was working there. It was busy, it was hot, seen a lot of Americans. One guy comes into the store, looks at me with a straight face, and he goes, "Excuse me, sir. I'm not from Canada, and I can't read French. Which one's your regular pump?" Then with me, with a straight face, I said, "Sir, in the West, you don't have to worry about reading French. It's all English. The yellow one, the bronze, is the regular." He goes, "Well, thank you very much, young man." Goes, fills up his motorbike, and everybody just looked at me. It's like, what? There was a lady. "Did he actually say what I think he said?" It's like, "Yep." Oh my God. It's like, trust me. There's been a few customers that I just shake my head at. Then at the same time, I just mosey on my own way because I do not want to do anything or say anything like that. So when the guy comes in, he looks at me and says, "So, nothing anywhere over in this part of Canada has French on it." It's like, "No, sir. The only place that really has French is Quebec, which is that way by hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, so you don't have to worry where he head." So I asked him where he's headed. "Oh, I'm headed over to the Rocky Mountains. Gonna spend about a couple weeks up there seeing the beautiful area." It's like, oh, okay. But yep, the only French you're gonna see is on packaging. You're gonna have in English, you're gonna have French, otherwise you are good to go. "Oh, thank you very much, sir." And he goes on his way. That right there was one of the most dumbest, but very acceptable questions. Because, come on, there's some countries, when you're in school, they only learn about themselves. They don't learn about the surrounding. They just, once in a while, will hear about rumors about the other countries. Like, for example, Canada, French Canadians, you can speak English, French, so on and so on. Why did I go? Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember why I went this way. There was another time where one person walks in and all of a sudden just starts talking French to me, and I'm looking at her, and it's like, say what? But thank God I had a class of French, so I know the kind of like the basics. Like, if a French person starts coming to talk to me, like, say, from Quebec, I can understand to the point where I can get them on their way. So this person, they wanted $60 extra on the gas. Did that, boom, out of the way. Worked at Shell, one person. I had no idea what they were talking about. Then all of a sudden, I got a click what they wanted. So I just told them 1 second, ran, went, got my old coworker Jareth. It's like, Jareth, I need you. There's somebody speaking French. I don't know. And Jareth goes, okay. Walks in, looks at the person, and just starts talking French. And the person, it was almost like they seen God. It's like, la la. Made this person's day. They started talking French. They had a wonderful time. Got him on the way. Gave him a $10 tip for learning. But Jareth looks at me and goes, I got $10. It's like, shut up. He says, see, it pays attention. Wait a sec. It pays to pay attention in school. I put my hands on my hips. I looked at him. I said, dude, you went to an all-French school. You were forced to speak French. And Jareth goes, I know. And I got $10. And he walks away. Man, was that a tangent turnaround. All right. One sec. What's the most ridiculous text anyone has sent you? Oh, okay. One of these days, what I'm going to do is break down my uncle and my friendship. There's a catch for this one. So Arlen and I, we've been friends since like grade 8, but I knew of him since grade 5. It's kind of like you heard the myth, then all of a sudden, boom, the myth, the man, the legend, Arlen. All right. So with him and I, there's just something about us where we're not like typical normal people. Really? Who are normal, typical people? Nowadays, it's out of the window. Like, seriously. But anyway, with us, it's just one of those things where nothing really is... I don't know how to word it. It's one of those weird things. So there'll be random times where I'll be sitting at home, my phone goes off, take a look, and he goes, hey, old man, what's up? Boner dragon yet? Okay. Do. Grab your boner and throw your balls over your shoulder. Interesting. Boop, boop, boop. In an outhouse with diarrhea because I ate KFC. Huh. Boop, boop, boop. Got the blue pill. So that's the kind of text that he gives me. So the strangest texts, I just have so many of them from him alone that he's just absolutely... Remember the war in 1742 where we tracked across the Antarctica and started shooting penguins at the polar bears? Weird. Okay. But yeah, that's the things that we basically talk about and what we do. Like, our conversations are just so messed up that nobody will actually understand where we're coming from. And even calling each other uncle when we're not related in any way, that's also another weird thing. That's another topic. But to finish up question call, I'll do it right after this break. Then when we also come back, we'll do the final question and a preview of what Wednesday is going to be, because it's going to be a little bit more interesting. I'm taking a step out of my comfort zone and as well as the show's comfort zone, because this is really, really interesting. But you are listening to the Blitz Morning Show. My name's Toby Brendel, and I am your host. Hello, everybody, and thank you for staying through the break. You are tuned into the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel. I thank you for lasting this long. All right, so the final question for Question Call is, if you could make one rule for a day that everyone had to follow it, what would it be? One rule. One rule, and that's actually pretty simple. It's kind of one of those things that has gotten lost over the years with the way that technology has changed. But what it is for one day, the internet would have to shut down. That's it. So no internet, and the only thing you can do is call people, visit people, or even going over text messages. It's one of those things I'd love to try, but the only catch with this is I have to be careful, because if I pick a day where I'm doing, like, for example, a show for you guys, that kind of defeats the purpose of going internet free and like posting a type of deal. But I know I still have Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's a possibility that I might actually try. Who knows? Goods, bads, you take the good, you take the bad. It's the facts of life. Cha-ching! So, yeah, the one rule, no internet for a day. Nobody can use it. But just think of how much... you know how much confusion that will create? No internet, no Netflix. People would have to play offline for video games. No Interact. Businesses would have to call in credit cards. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. I just got an orgasm over that one. Paying cash, getting cash out, because bank tellers things probably won't. Oh my god. Holy shit. That would be awesome, guys. But the only catch is no internet. I would have to figure out about networking through companies. Because, like, for example, everything nowadays, like on fast food restaurants, they're more or less run by networks. So you would have your, say, orders at the till, then it'd go back to the rightful places like the cooks, by the food gathering, etc., etc. That would really screw things up. Unless you go to a fancy restaurant and you would be in the clear. I'd have to think about that one. But anyway, that is all for QC Indies Question Call. So if you have a question you would like me to answer, you can get a hold of me at theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com, Facebook.com/The Blitz Morning, as well as The Blitz Morning on Twitter. Cha-cha! All right. Before we went to the last break, I did mention that Wednesday is going to be a little bit different. it's going to be a little bit out of my comfort zone. So we're still going to have the Wednesday trivia. The only catch is this is going to be a rabbit hole YouTube day. And you may think, what are you talking about? I would love to get into it today, but I just don't have enough time to get through all the topics of the rabbit hole YouTube day. Like, I'm telling you, I fell down this rabbit hole yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, it was early in the morning. And it blew me away what I was actually watching and actually learning about these certain channels. They're totally different channels. They have a similarity of they're doing things that they love, but at the same time, they're getting one thing massively in common. And you have to tune in tomorrow to find out what I'm talking about. Because I'm starting to get into the YouTube scene, not as a person who publishes content, even though these shows alone do go to YouTube, but I'm getting absolutely no hits. So if you ever want to go back to hear any of my old shows, you can also go on YouTube. And the only catch with YouTube is once I push stop on, like, for example, if I do a live show, my microphone doesn't work, I quit, it automatically goes to YouTube, so it's always there. So you might see like 70, 71 episodes on Spreaker, but if you go to YouTube, it could be 80, 90. That's the reason. But anyway, so I'm starting to get into the YouTube scene just for the actual content and some of the interests that I'm starting to like. There's one particular channel that right now they have an older style Honda CRX, and I love it because I just picture myself working on my old CRX thinking, I could have did this, I could have did that, I could have did that, I know how to do that now. So it kind of has kind of a connection to me because with one of my cars. I'll tell you more on Wednesday, but if you have any questions or comments, email, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to tweet me, you can also get me at coffeeman_radio. But thank you for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate it dearly. And I will see you this Wednesday, right here on the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will see you soon. And just remember,
Elmo loves you.